It's always fascinated me, this deck. 52 cards, 52 weeks in a year. 2 colors for day and night, 4 suits for the 4 seasons, each within 13 weeks. 12 face cards that mirror the 12 months. Add it up and you get 364 cards. Add in one of the jokers, you get 365. Add in another for leap year, and you have a story of time itself, small enough to fit in your hand. And isn't that true for life? Something ordinary on the surface, yet holding the mystery of time, rhythm, and story right in the palm of your hand. You see, every hand we're dealt either feels like fortune or defeat, yet holding this mystery of time is much like these cards that simply just keep coming to you. And over time, they don't just shape the story, they shape us. They shape you and I. You see, since the last time that you and I met in 2024, my life has changed yet again. My wife and I welcomed our second child into the world, Chase. Becoming a father, when I became a father for the first time, it changed me. But becoming a father for the second time has refined me. It stretched my patience, expanded my capacity, forced me to slow down in moments I used to rush. And recently I had one of the most profound experiences of my life. Not as a CEO, not as a founder, not as a speaker in front of you, but as a dad. I was on a cruise with my family over the holidays, and my daughter and I had some of the most life-changing moments together. No schedule, no expectations, no time, just us. And somewhere along the way, everything inside of me got internally quiet. I realized I had spent so much of my life to that point, learning how to fight. And I had to relearn simply how to be present. Not to fix, not to build, just to be a dad. And in that moment, I didn't feel limited, I felt powerful. She followed my lead, and actually most of the time, I followed hers, which isn't that surprising for those of you that know her. But we thrived. That moment changed me, because for the very first time, I wasn't playing the hand that I was dealt. I was sitting in the hand. But it took me years to get there, years of trying to understand that I was dealt a certain card on July 26, 2007. It was then that my life changed forever. That day broke my neck, but that did not break my spirit. You see, I went from a healthy teenager living in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the neck down, but there are 26 letters in the alphabet, and that moment forced me to relearn life from A to Z, creating a new language of living again. And what I've learned is that life isn't just about the aces you're dealt. It's about every card that you're handed, because every card shapes your story. Tonight, I want to talk to you what it means to play the hand you're dealt, to play the cards that you possess. Because even when the hand looks impossible, the game is never over unless you decide to fold. You see, over time, I've realized it's not just about the cards you're holding, it's about how you read them, how you play them, when you play them, how you recognize the cues. You see, when I look back on my life, one hand stands out above all else. The royal flush. The 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace. By themselves, they hold much less value than they do together. When paired with each other, they are much more impactful. Together, they represent more than just chance. They represent survival that eventually became living for me. The courage, the community, the leadership, and the purpose that have defined my story. So let's explore their each individualized context as they stand alone in my life. The 10. Survival. Those first days weren't heroic. They were quiet. They were heavy. They were uncertain. And survival feels like holding a 10. It keeps you in the game, but it doesn't win. The question becomes, do you stay? Or do you keep yourself long enough in the game to build on it? You see, the jack represents courage. Sometimes courage, it doesn't feel like confidence, but it feels like showing up anyways. It feels like choosing to believe in something when there's no evidence yet that it could even be something worth your while. Courage allows me to build on something that I didn't even believe existed. The queen represents love, nurture, connection. And today I see the queen in my wife, in my family, through my kids, through the community, all of you that have carried me through the moments I could not carry myself. And I see it in a way now that I never could before, because when my daughter climbs onto my lap, or my son looks at me with curiosity about the chair, I'm reminded of something. My story is no longer just about recovery. It's about what they and you inherit from how I live. That's the queen. The king represents my responsibility. But leadership for me, you must understand, has evolved. It's no longer about just leading within the walls of my business or my passion. It's about standing in rooms where decisions are being made that affect people who don't even have a seat yet at the table. I've had the opportunity to go to Capitol Hill and advocate for change, to challenge the way that reimbursement is structured, to push for recognition that what we do is not optional in therapy, it's essential. I've stepped into rooms within the health and fitness industry where I've had to say, we don't need to be accommodated. We need to be integrated. Because inclusion is not about making space on the side. It's about redesigning the room so everyone has a place and belongs in it. And leadership to me is about carrying that responsibility whether it's comfortable for me or not. The ace. This represents vision and purpose for me. Purpose beyond today. It's committing to what's possible tomorrow. For you, your ace might be perspective. The understanding that what you're building today is connecting to something greater tomorrow. Through my role as an ambassador captain for Wings for Life, I've had the opportunity to be a part of something global, and as Aaron just reflected, on May 10th, the Wings for Life World Run will bring hundreds and thousands of us together to run for the same mission, to cure a spinal cord injury, something that we are fighting for sustainability in here tonight. That's what the ACE represents. It's this balance between investing into today and through the perfect step and the Be Perfect Foundation, helping people heal, recover, rebuild, while also believing in the future. Believing in science, innovation, and progress, believing that one day a cure is not just possible and it's inevitable. The ACE for me is hope stretched across time. Hope that what we do today is preparing people for tomorrow. And for the first time in 18 years, I truly believe it when I hear that a cure might be around the corner. I believe it because when I hear about what Wings for Life is doing and the backing that they have from Red Bull, holding scientists and researchers accountable to collaborate, sharing knowledge and pushing the limits of what's possible, all in the pursuit of a future for spinal cord injury. I'm all in. And I'm willing to be this. I'm willing to be that bridge from today to the future to make sure that the dollars that you give tonight put our clients in a position to rectify something that they will want to experience of life out of the chair again tomorrow. That's my ace. That's our ace. But the truth is this. None of us ever wins the game in life with one single card. Every hand is a combination, sometimes messy, sometimes surprising, and sometimes full of promise. But before you can even have a pair, you've got to start with one single card. There's moments in life when life deals you nothing but a high card. That was me in my hospital bed after my accident, but here's the truth. The hand doesn't define the player defines the hand. And your high card may even have increased value as it's paired with the next card. What about a pair? They call it a pair for a reason, because sometimes the first real strength we find is simply not standing alone. Support is what kept me going. My family, my friends, my wife. You don't realize how powerful a pair is until you need it. Two pair is a balance between two things that both matter deeply. And for me, that's leadership and family, purpose and presence. And balancing those is one of my greatest challenges, but as much as my purpose matters, my faith and my family reign above all. And yes, somewhere is a nowhere. A yes somewhere is a no to something else. And time away from home means maybe a memory or a moment missed with my family, and yet I'm grateful that even when I'm away, the people I serve alongside, my friends, my colleagues, my team, and all of you have become my family to me as well. But success without balance comes without a cost. But I've learned sacrifice isn't about losing something. It's about choosing what matters most in a given moment. You see, growth isn't perfected balance. It's being fully present in what you choose to hold. My life is moving in a trajectory of finding that perfect balance of being present for all the things that I love. Three of a kind is alignment. When the most important parts of your life come together to define who you are. For me, that's being a survivor, an advocate, and a father. And everything else I do is an extension of those three. As a survivor, I've learned what it means to endure, to adapt, and to keep moving forward when life is an instant, and it changes. And as an advocate, I've felt called to take that experience and turn it outward to all of you and to many more, to fight for access, for opportunity, and a better path for others. And as a father, everything deepens. It gives purpose, it gives weight, it means responsibility and legacy, direction. And it's through those things that I step into a world as both a speaker and a bridge. As a speaker, I've had the opportunity to share this message across the country with healthcare leaders and fitness professionals and educators in communities, and most importantly, to all of you. And as a bridge, I've worked tirelessly to connect people and communities, aligning the things in the room that I believe just seem to fit. Because sometimes the greatest impact we have is when we don't do it alone. A straight is exactly what it sounds like. Cards and order one right after another, reminding us that progress is built step by step. And now, that forward motion continues in a way I've never imagined. This July, alongside my incredible team at The Perfect Step, we're launching the first ever of its kind, a degree-accredited program for paralysis recovery specialty in partnership with Lionel University. That means we're not just changing lives here in the present, we're shaping the future for this entire field, creating pathways, standards, opportunity. That's what a straight looks like. A flush is when every card is a part of the same suit, and we see it as alignment. Different roles, same direction, donors, clients, therapists, families, all showing up for one mission. Every one of you tonight. Alone, each has value. Together, we're powerful.